Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. The question is, when it comes to Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, the Tuscaloosa native with the biggest right hand in the history of boxing, is Deontay Wilder sleeping in silk pajamas? And I think that's a fair question. I'm not asking it to be funny. I'm asking it to be fair. If you look at Deontay Wilder, right after the Tyson Fury fight, he disappeared from the face of the earth, man. Nobody knew anything that was going on with him. He started getting involved in music. He has these other interests. Nothing wrong with that. But multitasking to include boxing is just not something that seemed to be a priority to him. And when you look at what he has going on now, still, indulging in music and other things that interest him that he was never, ever able to do and probably would have never had an opportunity to do had he not turned pro and become this, world-renowned, must-see knockout artist. But it begs the question, now that he's rich beyond his imagination, is he too comfortable and just lacks the hunger that he once had to be great? Now, that being said, I guess I have to ask the question, with Deontay Wilder, was it about becoming a boxer, becoming successful, and having the kind of money that could change generation after generation's lives? Or was he really after greatness? Don't get me wrong. He had that WBC title for a long time. He defended that title. I think it was like 10 consecutive defenses, something like that, 10, 11, 12. But if it's money, then I can understand why Deontay Wilder really isn't pushing. I know people are ducking him. I know. But I also know that it takes two to tango. But going forward for Wilder, if greatness isn't really what he's after, then I don't see him being in a rush to get back into the ring. Because if it's greatness, I would have felt that he'd still want to be active. And maybe he would have said, you know what, money's not an issue. I make more money outside of boxing than I do in boxing. Well, then give Ruiz the 60-40, stay active, tranquilize him, and then you continue moving up the ladder. But instead, he didn't do that. Now, when it comes to me questioning his desire to be great, everyone's going to have their own definition of greatness. But now that we sit back and we take a look at, passing up on an opportunity of a 3-for-1 deal with AJ and the $100 million deal, I know there was a lot more behind that. I understand some things weren't clear. I understand the whole thing about him being on PBC. Maybe they'd want to pull him over to the zone, not wanting to tell him what Anthony Joshua was going to make in fights. I get it. I totally understand. And when you look at the kind of money that's being thrown around right now, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what kind of money was on the table for AJ. Because Wilder was getting like $40 million. But it makes you wonder what kind of money was on the table for AJ for one fight with Wilder. I have no doubt AJ would have probably made over $100 million and Wilder would have got his 40. Then the rematch 40. And then they were going to throw him a little bone to fight somebody for like 15, 20 million. I think Brazil. But they wanted him to come over there to the zone. But bottom line is, there's still a lot of money to walk away from. But you look where he's at now. I mean, if he and AJ were to fight, I think he'd be. I don't know just what kind of money's on the table, but I'm not sure if at this moment in time, I'm not sure if he's still going to be making that like a $45 million payday. I would hope so. But going forward, we got to see what's going on with Deontay Wilder, because we get it that fighters aren't in a rush to get in the ring with someone like him. But at the same time, you either find a way to win or you reassess. If you can't reassess, then you're going to lose, and he's losing. I mean, two fighters who don't fight are two fighters who aren't getting paid. And you know what? I guess when you know that you can go and fight somebody and probably make 10 million. Maybe you're not too worried about it because you feel like that's always going to be there. But it's not, and that's the reality. That's why I always talk about Austin Trout. Austin Trout fought anyone he can get his hands on. When he had the title, when he lost the title, when he was winning fights, when he was losing fights. Austin Trout's salaries are ranging from like $300,000 to like $2-3 million when he was in his prime. And he fought. That man was always fighting. He didn't care. Look at him now, he's still fighting. That's why I talk about him. But I think a lot of fighters can learn from guys like him, especially when their fight purses are, 8-figure plus, man. 10 million up all the way up to like 60 million, man. Y'all not out here still just trying to fight and get it while you can? Just makes me wonder. And everything going on with PBC, it's just crazy. So hopefully he gets the Ngannou fight. But if not, because I'm going to tell you right now, if Wilder didn't learn his lesson, he's supposed to be fighting Ngannou. Ngannou chose to go fight Fury because there was more money, right? Now he's back in talks with Wilder. I get it. All that sounds great, doesn't it? But if Eddie Hearn wants AJ to fight Ngannou, who do you think is going to get the fight, Wilder or AJ? It's going to be AJ. You know why? Because they got the money machine behind him. And he's got the goddamn, the mayor of the zone, Eddie Hearn, who's got a decent relationship with the guys over there in the Middle East, who can make that fight happen. Wilder doesn't have that. And I think ultimately that is what's Deontay Wilder's issue. He doesn't have the right machine behind him. Don't get me wrong, stateside fights and when they had the roster of heavyweight fighters over there on PBC, yeah, they could keep him busy. They had dates. There's a number of heavyweight fighters he could fight. They were all on PBC. But now you see what's going on with PBC and this kind of, fragmenting of the promotional company makes you wonder. Does Deontay Wilder need to go and work with other promoters and other networks like he said he was able to do because he's his own boss, right? I think this is a move that he needs to make sooner than later. And I don't know what the holdup is. I honestly don't know what the holdup is. Because Wilder is must-see TV. And the Saudis, according to him, they have never seen anyone get knocked out the way he knocks people out. And they want to see it. So I don't know what was precluding them from bringing him over. What's precluding Wilder from going over there. It's either the Saudis or it's on Wilder's side. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I look at what the Saudis are doing, I tend to think it's on Wilder's side. And I tend to think he can't make that call. It's honestly what I feel. I feel like he can't make that call. But when you start peeling the layers back, it makes you wonder why someone on Wilder's team wouldn't want to be over there. Okay, well, because the rumors about Kinahan's involvement with certain people who decided to go on and push boxing in Saudi. Okay, I get it. That's a legit concern because that is a whole lot of truth to it, okay? He's had strong relationships, people who look up to him, who he's helped, who's over there, and they're pushing boxing in Saudi. That is a fact. So you can understand Al Heyman, PBC not really wanting to be associated with that faction unless they knew for a fact that there was no, Kinahan wasn't benefiting somehow, the Irish cartel wasn't benefiting somehow. But at the same time, you only have so much control over certain things. It gets to a point to where it's like, all right, you're going out there, you're going to make your money, that's it. Go out there, do the business, make your money and bounce. But then again, Wilder ain't come out and say it, but when you think about the Saudis and how they're talking about using the results from boxing to advance the country and how it's received by the international community, makes you wonder if maybe Wilder and his team saw something in the contracts or heard something in the discussions that didn't sit comfortable with them to make them feel like, you know what, if we come over here and do this and they give you all this money for a fight, they're going to want more, a little more in return. So they could end up taking a pound of flesh out you, Wilder. So everyone else can go over there and they're making a lot of money, and I get it, probably a little bit frustrating to you. But you got a peace of mind. You can move freely anywhere in this world. You can say what the hell you want. Those guys over there can't. And they got to walk on eggshells. Because one misstep, off with their heads. And I know one thing for Wilder, he ain't got time for that. And I'm like that too, man. It don't matter how much money you're going to give me. I'm not swimming across a river full of crocodiles. I'm not doing it. I'm retired, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here chilling, beard, hair long. I do what the hell I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I know what that freedom feels like. I put my work in almost 25 years, man. I got my little dough. I got everything's good. I ain't got no worries, nothing. But if you're going to get me, like I'm looking at different things to go back and work or do, and I form my little LLC and going to start bidding on government contracts. But I got some pokers in the fire. But I got to do it my way. I got to do it my way. And if I do go take a job somewhere, it got to be something where there's all the flexibility in the world. But I'm not going back to I'm not going to be an alarm clock type guy. That doo-doo crap, I ain't doing that, man. And if I do it, it's got to be from some serious dough. And I think that's kind of the thing with water. It's got to be all the flexibility in the world and some serious dough. And the serious dough is there for fighting in Saudi, but the flexibility may not be there. So again, it's just a conversation. I do believe he's sleeping in silk pajamas because you hear that music he's making. My man trying to sing. Who the hell told Deontay Wilder my boy can sing? My boy is out there singing. His brother can sing. Wilder just one of them shower singers. You know what I mean? When that Irish Spring hits your ass and you just come in and start doo-doo. You know what I mean? That's cool, but goddamn, Wilder trying to go R&B. Wilder out here trying to act like he like he Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying? He dancing on the ceiling. But anyway, hopefully they can get it all sorted out. One thing I like about Wilder, he's a clean fighter, man. You never seen Wilder throw no elbow. You never seen Wilder try to twist nobody's neck. Never seen him try to twist no one's arm. Never seen him try to headbutt anybody. You never seen him try to hold and hit on the clinch, doing little dirty stuff. Nothing. Nothing at all. People just, if they dislike Wilder, it's because of the costume and because of the second Fury fight and because years ago he said he wanted to get a body on his record. And look, I'm not going to tell no one they're wrong. All I'm going to say is, let's not take it to the stupid. But hopefully Wilder can get himself back in the ring, because whether you like him or not, it's like Mayweather. It's like Tyson Fury. Those guys fight. We all will watch them. No doubt about that. And if you say you won't watch it, well, then I'd have to tell you, hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. That being said, let's hope Wilder gets back in the ring soon. But this talk about him fighting in Saudi, I think there's definitely a lot more to why he's not there. And there's a lot more to why PBC and Mayweather and all those guys from the PBC stable, none of them were over there. There's a reason for that. And I'm sure they were advised not to go over there. I am 100% sure. And I'm going to tell you, it's like kids in the neighborhood. I tell my kids, hey, don't go out there back there in those woods messing around. The other kids go do it. So my sons sometimes feel that they're messing up, but I have to explain to them. That's probably not the best idea, man. And you're going to see a lot of people doing things, and it looks good. But when shit goes left, you're going to wish you never did it. Okay? And they may go out there 10 times, 9 times, all 9 times, no problem. They up there in the trees, they up there messing around, exploring, having fun. You're going to be pissed off. That 10th time they go out there and one of them goddamn snake bite their ass, or someone fall and break their damn leg, or end up in some stinking nasty water, or poison ivy, or some little wild pig get a hold of their ass, y'all gonna wish you didn't go back there. So just understand and trust the person who has the most experience. That would be me with my kids, and Al Heyman with his stable of fighters. That being said, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.